so let's get in. Now, if you were with us for the first lesson, you will know that I love a number line when working with integers. Sometimes I think it really just makes life a whole lot easier. And so if you feel a number line is useful to you, then please by all means use one. I'm just trying to make this, there we go. Okay, so number lines are very useful for when we add and subtract integers. You can use them in a bunch of different ways, but especially when we're asked to not use a calculator. And if we struggle with negative values, this is a really useful tool for us. So we're going to have a look at some examples. Some I'm going to ask you to do by yourselves, like Yolanda said. Some I'm going to do with you. But let's practice just adding and subtracting integers. Right, now what we need to remember, guys, is when we are given an expression, like for example in A, if there's no sign in front of a number, we need to remember that there is actually a plus sign. So you could think of this as +3 +2. You don't have to. I'm just reminding you that there is a sign there. We just don't write in the plus. All right, so on our number line, we're currently sitting at +3, and that's why I'm just reminding you that there is a plus sign. So when we go to our number line, we are at the correct 3. And from here, we want to add 2. Now, whenever we add values, we are going to move to the right of my number line. Whenever I subtract or minus values, I'm going to move down to the left of my number line, because adding gets me closer and closer and closer towards that very big number of positive infinity, and subtracting takes me closer and closer and closer to that very big negative number of negative infinity. So I am at +3, and I've been told I want to add 2. So every time I add a number, I do like a little jump, 1, 2 jumps, and I get to my answer of 5. Now I know all of you probably know that 3 + 2 is 5, but having the number line there for us is helpful as we get into more and more complex questions. All right, so I will come back to let you take a screenshot of that. I just want to have a look at something a little bit more complicated, and then I'll make it a touch smaller for you to take a screenshot. If we have a look now at something like 3 + -5. Now this whole plus minus thing, we just need to be careful of, because we know that this says to us that we need to be careful of the signs. Now we know that when we've got a plus and a minus right next to each other, the sign we actually work with is a minus. And so what this expression or what this question is asking me to do is to subtract 5 from 3. So 3 minus 5. Again, remember, this is a +3. There is a plus in front of that 3. We just don't write it in. And so we go to that +3 on our number line, and we can now start subtracting. Now, remember I said, when we subtract, we move to the left. When we add, we move to the right. So I'm subtracting 5, so I need to move to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where I stop is my final answer. So 3 minus 5 gives me a -2. And so this is why a number line is so useful to us, because if we are feeling a bit uncertain or a little bit unsure of the additional subtraction, then we can draw a number line for ourselves and hopefully make our lives easier. Your number line doesn't have to be perfect. Even just like a rough little sketch to help you is absolutely fine. But when we have to do these questions without a calculator, we're not feeling 100% positive or 100% confident rather, this is a really helpful tool. So I'm just going to wait here in case anyone wants to take a screenshot of this before we have a look at another example. Okay, guys, remember, I will always try and stop to give you time to take screenshots. If I forget, you just need to ask for me to please do that in the chat. But I do try and give you time. So just remember to take your screenshots when I wait.
Does anyone have any question here on these examples, guys? Are you good? Are we all good? Let's do the thumbs up, thumbs down on the chat. Let's go. Find your reaction. Let's indicate to Teacher Sam if we are good, thumbs up. If you are not sure, just thumbs up with thumbs down like this. There we go, iPhone. I see you. You can give me your name if you don't want me to call you iPhone. Can definitely send me a message. There we go, Lara. Thank you, Tando. Thank you. Let's go vote, guys. Thank you, Blaze. Let's indicate, guys. Let's indicate. We don't want to leave anyone behind. Luyanda. Thank you, Luyanda.
Okay, guys, and remember, if you're not feeling great, so you're sending a thumbs down, please do ask questions or send a message to Yolanda or myself so that we can help you. Because like Yolanda says, we don't want to leave anyone behind. So if you're not feeling great about it, please do ask. All right, yes. So like Yolanda says, if you want to raise your hand now to ask the question, that is absolutely fine. So if you have questions, you can raise your hand. Otherwise, I'm going to move on in a second or two. I'm seeing lots of thumbs up, so I think we can probably move on soon. Nice, guys.
So guys, I did see other people who raised, who did a thumbs down. Kantleladi, can you please raise your hand so we can unmute you? David also? Oh, David just clicked the wrong one. Okay. Kantle, there we go, Kantle. Ask your question.
Oh man, I just joined because of like load shedding, like now I'm using like dots. It's me like re-explain.
Okay, I'm not going to re-explain because everything's recorded, but you'll see in the next examples how we do this. So it'll all make sense when we go through the next example. So don't stress about these first two.
Okay, man.
Alrighty. Okay, guys, so let's have a look at another example. And like I say, if you came late or you had a connectivity issue and you missed the first little bit, don't worry. We're going to do lots more examples. So there'll be hopefully a lot of opportunity to understand what's going on. All right. So if we have a look at C, now again, grade 8, you don't have to use a number line. This is not like a requirement, but it is helpful to you. So I'm going to keep using number lines for a little bit. If you don't want to use a number line, that is fine. Okay, I'm not saying you have to do it. I'm just telling you it is a helpful tool. So what we have here is -5 plus +4. Now there's a lot of signs there, but once again, we know when we've got two positives, what we're actually dealing with is a plus, right? So that was a little bit complicated for no reason. And so what we have is a -5 plus 4. So I go to where I'm starting on my number line. I'm starting at -5 and I'm adding 4. And remember, if I move to the right, that is when I am adding values. So I want to take my -5 and add 4 to it. So I move 1, 2, 3, 4 places up, and where I end, that is then my final answer. So here I've ended at -1, and so my answer of -5 plus 4 is -1. Again, you do not have to use the number line. You do not, it's not a requirement, it's not a must, it is just useful to you. Alrighty, remember guys, if you have questions, you can put them in the chat. Please also remember, I said on the first 2 questions for quite a while for you to take screenshots, so please do that when I ask you to do that. If anyone has a question now, just that we're all on the same page before we move on, you can raise your hand, but like Yolanda says, please remember you can type your question in the chat. We can help you then immediately. So if you have a question, you can raise your hand.
Hey, Tyler, now is the right time for you to raise your question because Taylor was keeping on raising their hand and I have to lower it down. Okay, Taylor, it's because it's a tradition in this house these days, okay? The Zoom meeting is a tradition. You do not raise your hand unless if Teacher Sam says, now raise your hand, okay? So you can now raise your hand. Anyone who has a question that you didn't put on the chat, you can raise your hand. If you didn't understand this example C, particularly, that's what we are talking about, raise your hand so you can ask your question.
Yeah, so guys, I'm giving you the chance now. Now is the time for a question.
There we go.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi.
Ma'am, isn't it when you have two pluses next to each other, doesn't it become a negative?
It only becomes a negative if there's a plus and a minus, but two pluses just stays positive. It doesn't change anything.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so the fact that they're both positive means that there's no negative anywhere, so it can't change to a negative. Okay. Right, guys, so let's have a look then at D. I'm going to let you try this by yourself, but I do just want to mention again, remember, very similar to like what we had in the first question, we know that when we've got a positive and a negative right next to each other, the sign I'm working with is a negative. So this is actually -2 minus 3. And so we need to be careful that we are actually subtracting 3 from -2. So give this one a try. Put your answers in the chat. I will tell you when I want hands for answers. Otherwise, your answers are all going in the chat for me. Use your number line if you want. That's absolutely fine. If you don't want to use a number line, that's okay. But I want you to try this one.
Nice, my people. Nice. Taylor, remember, ma'am didn't say a raise of hands, so no. I'm glad you realized that part. Let's
Nice,
go.
guys.
Oh.
Very nice answer. All right, does anyone want to raise their hand now to give me an answer? Because I'm seeing some great answers coming through, so it seems like we're all getting it. Okay, Mortsford, would you like to give me the answer? Yeah. Okay, more hits, Okay, guys, remember 5-second rule. If you don't answer in 5 seconds, then I move on to the next person. Supermandla, do you want to give me the answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what is that?
The answer is -5.
Perfect, well done. So guys, our answer here is -5. If you used your number line, we started at -2. We're subtracting, so that means we need to move to the left of my number line, and I'm subtracting 3 from -2. Where I stop is my answer. Please let's remember to mute ourselves. Okay, very nice, guys. Well done. Right, so what I want you to try now is E by yourselves. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to say anything. Try E. You can use number line. You don't have to, but give it a go, and then we'll have a look in a second or two at the answers. For now, answers on the chat only. I will tell you when I want hands.
Let's go, guys. Let's go. We can do this. Yes, I love how you're answering because Gigi's saying number E is this. Rio, I am so sorry, but your hand is going down. No time yet to put your hands up. You all are doing so great. Now I see 2 different answers. I see Guillermo has a different answer to Tejo. Minentle, no worries, no worries. You'll definitely get us. No worries. You don't have to panic. Remember, we have recorded everything. We will do more examples for you to follow what we are doing. Let's go, my people. Tioli say that hand is going down because we didn't ask for hands yet. So if you have a question or if you have an answer, put it on the chat. We'll definitely see it. Remember that after this, we do corrections, okay? So you've written down your answer, and when Teacher Sam corrects it, then you can correct, okay, my people? Because it doesn't mean that putting an answer in there, it means it's correct. You have to correct it based on what Teacher Sam is gonna say now. Yes, Mibuyo, that's the way, that's the way. Let's do it.
Nice, guys. Sorry, I've just turned off my camera because my internet's been a bit weird. I'll try again just now. Right. Okay, so at this point, if anyone wants to raise their hand to explain it for me, you can do that. And we'll get some answers. Yeah. Nice, guys.
Hands. My people get excited when it's time for hands.
Okay, Paul, do you want to give us E?
The answer to E, ma'am, is 3.
Perfect. Excellent. So guys, remember the plus like we had in question C is actually just a plus. So what we have is -3 plus 6. If we go to our number line, we're starting at -3, we're adding, so we need to move to the right. And we add 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So exactly +3 is my answer here.
Done, pal.
Very nice, guys. Again, like, you don't have to use a number line. It's just a tool. All right. So I'm giving you tools to hopefully help make your life easier. Okay, so guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll to, I can't even remember where I was at. So let's do like this, in case you want to take a screenshot of all of the questions, just for those of you who maybe missed the first couple. I'm going to wait here for a couple seconds, take your screenshots. While we're doing that, if anyone has a question, you can raise your hand and I can answer it. Otherwise, I'm just going to wait for screenshots and then we'll move on. Dal, what is your question?
Ma'am, I don't understand how you got to by number E, ma'am. I don't understand how you got to 3.
To 3, okay. So if you look at the number line, I'm just going to make this bigger. I'm hoping all of you have screenshots. If you have a look at the number line, we started at -3. Let's just take this all off. So the value I was starting at was a -3. So I already had less than 0. Now I'm all of a sudden adding 6 to that value. Now when I add, I need to move up my number line because adding means that I'm getting bigger and bigger in terms of my values. And so I need to add 6. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I get to 3. Now, if you think of it just in terms of the section of your number line, from -3 to 3, you moved 6 spots or 6 jumps or whatever you want to call it. That is the +6. Moving up your number line by 6 places to the more positive side is allowing me to add 6 to my value.
Oh, that makes sense, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, good. Well done.
Well done, Tansi.
Okay, guys, and remember, we understand that there's load shedding, network issues. All of the lessons are recorded. You can go and get them off the website or the app. Okay, so I'm hoping everyone got screenshots because I did ask. Let's try, oopsie, got so much going on here. Let us try example 2. I'm going to do the first one with you and then I'm going to ask you to do the second one. So let's just make sure that we're all focused, we're all happy. I've put a number line here in case you'd like to use one. I'm going to maybe use it, maybe not. We'll see how we go. But let's have a look. I'm actually definitely going to use it. So in question A, we have been told we have 4. We want to subtract 6, but then we want to add 2. Now, remember, BODMAS or order of work tells us that we do addition and subtraction right at the end, which is fine. There's no multiplication, there's no division, so I can go straight to my subtraction and my addition. So if I start at +4, because that is where I'm starting in this expression, I now want to take away 6. So remember, I need to move to the left when I subtract. That's meant to be a bracket, sorry. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm now sitting at -2, but that's not my final answer. I've done the subtraction of 6. I still need to do the addition of 2. So now from my position on my number line, at -2, I now need to add 2. But remember, when I add, I move to the right. So now I'm going back up my number line, 1, 2 spots. And where I stop, that is my answer. So this sort of hop here was the subtraction of 6. These hops here was the addition of 2. And once I'd done all of that, I got my final answer of 0. And remember, guys, 0 is a perfectly adequate answer. That's fine. 0 is a value, 0 we can get. But what we need to remember is to try and do the step-by-step if we're feeling a little bit uncomfortable. And if we need to use our number line, and make sure that, whoopsie, sorry, if you're not feeling comfortable, you're not trying to do everything all in one go and rush yourself. But very nicely done. I saw so many zeros come through on the chat. That's excellent. So what I want from you guys now is to try B for me. And remember, answers in the chat. I will tell you when I'm ready for hands.
Woo, let's do this, my people. Let's do this. So we're doing number B. And guys, remember, don't use a calculator. Here, remember, we're not going to laugh at you, even if you get the answer wrong. We're just going to tell you and teach you how you can get the correct answer. Okay, my people? So calculators away at this moment. Do it without a calculator. Okay? I believe in y'all. Y'all can do this. Let's see. I see the answers already on the chat.
Nice, guys. Well done. Very nicely done. Okay, anyone want to raise their hand and tell me what their answer is? Mavoyo, what was your answer here?
Ma'am, I said 6 plus 3, 9, minus 7, minus 2. So 9 minus 7 equals to 2, and the 2 left equals to 0.
Perfect, well done. So guys, the way Mavoyo's explained this is a really nice way of doing this as well, if you don't want to use your number line. If you do it step by step, so because this was all addition and subtraction, I didn't need to worry about order of work, I can just move left to right. Mavoyo did this step by step like I was saying now. Don't rush it, go slowly. So 6 plus 3 gave us 9. Then we write the rest of our expression. Then we move on to the next operation. 9 minus 7 gives us 2. And then we write the rest of our expression. And then finally, we've got 2 minus 2. Now, if you want to use your number line, that's, again, absolutely fine. We would start at positive 6. We're adding 3, so we're moving up to the right. And that takes me to that 9 that Mavoyo mentioned. But I'm not done. I still need to subtract 7. So now I move left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That takes us now to the 2 that Mavoyo said. So there's the 2 on my number line. And the final thing that I now need to do is I now need to go and subtract my last 2. So I keep moving down my number line, 1, 2, and I still get exactly the same answer that Mavoyo got. So whether you use a number line, whether you just do it step by step, you will get the same answer. The point is, don't try and rush it. Go slowly, do it step by step. There's no need to try and do everything at once and make careless mistakes. Right, guys, so again, I'm waiting here for you to take a screenshot, and then we're going to take a little brain break before we carry on.
Well done, guys. Y'all did really well. We deserve a brain break. So for those new students, new learners that you just joined us, we love you. And our brain break, normally a fun thing that we do. Some call it something else because, of course, you have to focus. Your brain needs to be there. But it's time for you to stretch, go to the loo if needed be, you know, and then just come quickly before we finish the brain break. Okay?
Okay, guys, I'm hoping we've all got screenshots. I'm moving. Right. So our brain break's a little bit different to what we have been doing in the last couple, just because I thought this one was quite cool. Oh, I put a little star here for perimeter, and then I didn't pull anything in, so we'll just say it.
So it's just
So like,
I'm not behaving today. I'm looking at the joke and I'm just cracking. Not all bad. Okay, just some. This guys.
Everyone loves a good pun. Okay, guys, so like Elaine says, brain break, time for you to take a little break. It's still math related, but it's a little bit different to what we've been doing. So give it a try. The brain breaks develop your skills in a lots of different areas. This one is measurement, working with numbers, understanding how to multiply and add numbers. It's also a bit of problem solving because we have to think a little bit. So that's the whole point of these brain breaks. All right, so this brain break says the diagram shows a small square inside a larger square. So really importantly there, we have squares. Now, just because a lot of us possibly haven't done measurement, I just want to remind you that when we are working with a square, all 4 side lengths are exactly the same. So if a square has one side that is 2 centimeters long, all 4 sides will be the same. Another little reminder is that of this idea of the perimeter of a shape. Now, perimeter is the outside length. So I always think of it as if I was putting a fence around my shape, how much fence would I need? So the perimeter of the shaded region is this that I'm drawing in orange over here. Maybe not very well, so we'll try it again. It didn't get any better, but anyways, that's my perimeter. And I'm telling you that the outside length, so along that orange line, is 24 centimeters. My question is, what is the area of the largest square? So the largest square being this one now I'm doing in green. And remember, guys, the area of a square is taken by saying side times side, or you can say length times breadth. It doesn't really matter, but by multiplying 2 sides together. So I want you to have a think. Give it a try. This, like I said, brain breaks not necessarily supposed to be something that you get straight away. It's something for you to think about, for you to put your brain into a different gear and give it a try. If you have any answers or suggestions or questions, put your answers, suggestions, questions in the chat, and we'll have a look in a second. But I'm going to give everyone a chance to give it a try.
Okay, so far we see one answers. Gigi came with 96 centimeters. So Gigi, we're looking for square, hey? Don't forget the unit. Masiko is saying 36 centimeters squared. Okay, let's go, my people. What are the rest of us saying? Blessed is also agreeing with Gigi. Okay, it's 96. Lara also agree with Gigi. Okay, this is gonna be a vote, Teacher Sam. I wonder who's okay. Okay, we see them. I also know the answer, guys. Teacher Sam just gave me an answer. I know an answer, and I know someone has already stated an answer. But we wanna find out from everyone. Yeah, Rio, you also agree with Gigi and the crew. Okay, we have 2 numbers, guys. Mine saying 96. Okay, does anyone have a different answers? Leander is also saying 96. Blessed said 96. 96. Okay. Jumps out, guys. Guess who the winner is? Are we done voting?
I think so.
Hey, so our winner is actually Maseko. Do you want to raise your hand so you can explain to the class how did you get that 36 centimeters squared? It will be very good for you to explain how did you arrive to that. Fau, I didn't see your answer on the chart. Fau, you can put your answer in the chart.
Maseko, you there?
Maseko, I'm looking for you. Graham, I'm looking for you.
Yeah.
Let's go, Masiko. And how you can just listen to how Masiko got to the right answer, okay?
Okay, let's hear it.
Ma'am, I divided 24 by 4.
And why?
I think 4 sides.
Okay, excellent. So guys, what's really important is, like we said over here, a square sides are all equal. Now, yes, we've got this like weird jutting in thing, but if we take that line and move it here, and we take this side and we move it down, we actually just get the weird jutty out shape to push into the corner of the square, and so we get a full square. Which means that, as Maseko's now said, if this whole outside length is 24, if we divide it by 4, we get 6, 6, 6, 6. Maseko, how did you then get the area?
Ma'am, I multiply 6 by 6.
Perfect, exactly. So guys, remember I said area is side times side. You know that one side is 6, you know another side is 6. And so if we say 6 times 6, we get an area of 36, what was it, centimeters squared.
Well
Very
done.
nice, well done.
Nicely done. So proud of you. Guys, so that was our brain break. Y'all did amazingly well. I'm proud of everyone who tried. Well done.
And guys, remember, like, it's supposed to test your brain. Like, it's not here to just be nice and easy. It's supposed to be a little bit challenging. So really well done on everyone who gave it a try. And those with 96, you're on the right track. Just remember what perimeter is. It's all the total outside length. So I wasn't saying that one length is 24, because I said the perimeter is 24. It's if we added all 4 sides, we get an answer of 24. Okay. Very nicely done. Well done.
Yeah, they did really, really well. I'm laughing at all of you. Pao is like, oh no, Pao, don't start. I'm giving you all the hugs that you need. You tried your best. Well done, guys. This wasn't easy. Well done to everyone who tried. Yeah.
I did give you a bit of a challenge this week. I fully admit that. Okay, guys, let us carry on with some maths. So we have, I've got so many questions here. Let's just calm down. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave those first 4 questions up for you. A, B, C, and D. And what I want is for you to try and give me answers to them. Again, I put a number line here in case you want to use a number line, but you don't have to. Now, I only want answers in the chat for now. So please remember that when you put your answers in the chat, you number them A, B, C, and D, so we know which is which. And so I'd like your answers in the chat, and when we're ready, I will ask for hands. But for now, answers in the chat, do it carefully. Make sure you're writing all your steps out, and make sure you are writing down your answers, that when we mark, you can correct or you can tick or whatever. But remember A, B, C, and D in the chat so that we know which is which.
Let's go, my people. Just remember, stay away from your calculators, okay, guys? Stay away from calculators, because then it will lose the whole content. So make sure that you are not using your calculators. You are trying this. We have a number line there for you, just to use any method that works for you except a calculator. Okay, let's go. And you are numbering. A, you got this answer. B, this answer. C, this answer. D, this answer. Let's go, my people. I love the way y'all are like listening to instructions. We are nailing it today. I'm loving it. Let's go. Yes, yes, Gigi. I see you. Yes, yes, Lara. Hey, we are on number C now. It looks like it. Yes, Unai. Let's go. And remember, everything down. When Teacher Sam is going through with us, then you mark your work, okay, guys? We are not saying that the answers you're putting on the charts are correct. We are saying that put answers on the charts and put answers on your book so you can correct them, okay? We are actually marking. This is out of 4. At the end of the marking, I'll ask everyone, how many marks did you get? Okay.
Guys are doing so well. Well done.
I see we are on number D, Teacher Sam. We are getting there.
Nice, yes. Guys. Well done. Okay, I'm going to give everyone another second or two, and then I'll ask for some hands. Not yet. I'm just giving you a warning.
Let's go, guys. I don't know which kind of music you guys like, but you wouldn't like me singing either way. I have a horrible voice. So let's go. Let's keep them Kwame. Okay, teacher Sam is back.
Sorry, I had to have a cough. And I don't think you all needed to hear that. Okay, guys. Right, so if anyone would like to raise their hands to give me some answers, now is your time to shine. Love how many hands we have. Okay, Rio, do you want to give me A?
-2, ma'am.
Perfect. So A is -2. Right, guys, we're going to mark, and then if we're still having problems when I ask questions, we'll go through those. But just remember, mark for now, and I'll ask for questions when we are done with all of our answers. Remember to lower your hand and mute yourself once you're done answering a question, just that we don't have all the noise going on. So Lisa, do you want to give me B? There should be a little pop-up to unmute. There we go.
Ma'am, the answer for B it's -6.
Excellent, well done. So B is -6. Very, very nicely done. Well done. Mia Lenny, do you want to give me what are we on? C? Remember, guys, 5-second rule.
Ma'am, is it 2?
Okay, Jacinta, do you want to give me, oh, what are we on, C? Oh, sorry, I'm just lagging. Yes, well done. It is 2. Sorry, guys, I was lagging there. Very nicely done. Jacinta, D? Judy, D?
Ma'am, D is,
Yeah?
I say 4 plus 2 is 6. And then I say 6 minus 6 is 0.
Excellent, well done. So guys, again, there's that method of if you want to do it step by step, do it step by step. Okay, there's no need to try and do everything all at once. Excellent, well done.
Well done to all of you, my people. Now, people, y'all did the most. Thank you, guys. Wow.
You guys are doing really nicely. Okay, so don't stress if you haven't taken a screenshot. It's absolutely fine. The questions are still there. I want you to try the next 2 for me, E and F. Remember, do it step by step. Use your number line. Don't rush yourself. Do it step by step. Right. Those of you with hands up, remember, lower them. I'm going to ask for questions after we've done these 2. So if you have questions, just save them for then. Otherwise, put your answers in the chat, and I'll tell you when I'm ready for hands.
Let's go, my people. Let's go. This sounds so fun. It's now fun. Hey, don't use a calculator, by the way. Just reminding you. Try it.
And guys, remember your signs. Always double check that you've got the correct sign in your answer. Really nicely, well done. Okay, anyone want to raise their hand to give me E? Right, Tando, E.
Ma'am, it's -9.
Excellent. So guys, E is -9. Very nicely done. Whoops. Sorry. Yes. Paul, do you want to give us F?
F's answer is 9.
It's positive 9. Excellent. Well done. So in that case, our answer was positive 9. Now again, for these two, I just want to go to my number line so that you can see why this is the case, so that we're all on the same page. If we go to E, I'll get there in the end. So if we look at E, we're starting at negative 6. We're adding 2, so we move to the right. 1, 2. So then from this negative 4, I now need to take away another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I move to the left. That's where I get my negative 9 answer over there. However, when I then look at something like question F, I'm starting with a very big positive number, 8. I'm taking away 3, so move to the left 3 hops. But now I'm adding 4, and so I'm moving to the right 4 hops. And so my answer is positive 9 over there. So just remember again, the number line is useful not only just to be able to add and subtract, but to make sure that we have the correct sign in our answers. Right, so I'm going to leave it there in case you want to take a screenshot at this point. I'm also going to ask that if anyone has any questions, you raise your hand so that I can help you.
Well done, guys. I'm so proud of you. We nailed this section.
No questions, guys. Oh, on it tonight. Well done. Okay, so let's do the last two. G and H. Give them a try. When you're ready, put your answers in the chat. I'm going to give you a minute or two, and then I'm going to ask for hands. So answers in the chat for now. Remember to label them G and H. I really forgot which numbers we were on there for a second.
Yeah. Let's go, my people. Let's go. Taylor, we see you. We recognize you. We love you. Remember, we are spreading the love because Teacher Sam and I already heard your voice. So if Teacher Sam doesn't pick your name, please don't feel offended. We love you. We just want other students to hear their voice, spreading this love of ours. Let's go. Let's go, my
people. Well.
Yeah. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. You are doing amazingly well.
Guys, remember, number your answers. We've only got 3 or 4 so far, but just remember G and H, that we know which is which.
Let's do this, my people. Okay.
Okay. Anyone want to raise hands? Give me these last 2 answers. Okay, Tyler, give me G.
Okay, ma'am. G is -7.
-7. Excellent. Guys, if you break it up, -2 + 6 is 4. And then 4 - 11 exactly gives us -7. Very nicely done. Blessed, H?
Ma'am, it's -10.
Excellent. Well done. -10. 7 - 6, -13. Plus 3 gives us -10. Well done, guys. Very nicely done.
We're nailing this.
Okay, I still see some hands up. If you don't have a question, you can lower it. If you do have a question, leave your hand up. So if there are any questions. Melanie, do you have a question? No? Okay. Sizwe, question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
On H, how did we get -10?
Okay, so H, what are we? -6 minus, never mind, let me just write it down for myself. So H was -7 - 6 plus 3. So let's look at our number line. Maybe I should write this a little bit better, sorry. So I start at -7 and I subtract 6. Now my number line, of course, doesn't go long enough. So let me just -11, -12. Okay. So I'm subtracting 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm currently sitting at negative 13. But then I want to add 3. So now I need to move to the right. So I go 1, 2, 3, and I stop at negative 10. So because I added, I'm getting closer to the right, but I'm still in the negatives because I'm not adding enough to go past 0 and into the positives.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, good. Well done.
Hey, nice, guys.
Okay, so guys, there you go. If you want to take screenshots